Everything else stays good. Okay.
What specifically is that encourage developers to work with the Iowa Finance Authority? The second one.
There are Iowa housing tax credits that they can earn by doing apartments for building apartments. There is also some IFA funds that they can apply for building or for helping with down payment assistance for new construction to offset the cost of a loan, that type thing. But in that particular case, that one was, there's tax credits that you can, and we hope they continue. I mean, might change by the end of this year, so. But as of currently, there are still tax credits for developers to build apartments, housing for low income.
Everything on the back page too, Shirley.
Okay?
I just add and Humboldt Business Park to the second to last one.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's all I have, unless you have questions. Cool. I can handle that.
Thank you, Shirley. Anything else you need from us, or are we good then? Anything else, Shirley, you need from us?
$1 million.
We all need that. We need that for.
But you have, so. No, like I said, I don't know if you're giving tonight the approval for the mayor to sign the grant, because those would be really the 3 signature pages we would need that I mentioned.
I got them right here.
And then approval of the resolution. There has to be a resolution for the local map, but I didn't know if you're doing that tonight or next.
Coming up right next.
So will be.
And then all the funding from the city comes out of low and moderate income set-aside funds, so we have sufficient funds in that account to probably do this about 10 times over, so.
Do we have any written comments or objections on file, Lori?
No, we do not.
Do we have any comments or objections from the general public in attendance this evening? There being no more
Whoa,
comments.
whoa, whoa.
Excuse us.
Oh, sorry.
Hi there. Sorry, I could not get here earlier.
Okay.
I'm Paul Dahl, I'm running for governor of Iowa. And I'd just like to make a handout to you, and I just want to let you know, I used to live in Humboldt County. Used to be an associate pastor at Faith United Methodist back in '93. So it's been a while, so I'll do 3 here and then I'll hand out 5. And I know one of the things, if I was elected governor, I want to make sure that we don't do any limitations on property taxes. So I just want to let you know that, because I know that's where the localities, where you get your funding. So if I'm elected governor, I would not do anything with property taxes. One thing I am looking at, and of course I'll have to make sure everything matches up, I'd like to look at maybe abolishing the corporate income tax here in Iowa, but I would tie that in with a minimum wage increase. So both things would have to be connected together. And then one of the other things that could maybe help, because I have a feeling I've talked to enough small businesses, if you raise the minimum wage, it's going to impact them, some small businesses severely. I would restructure state government, and if I was elected governor, right now the governor makes $130,000. I would want to have my salary only be $75,000, which of course then is going to impact your middle managers as well, that they would have their salaries would be less. So hopefully, the cost savings maybe from restructuring state government could help with helping some small businesses with a minimum wage increase. And of course, until I really do some of the budget crunching on this, I don't know how much the minimum wage increase would be here in Iowa. It may only be up to $8.50 from $7.25. The goal would be $10, but that may not be that may not be financially feasible. So, some of you probably know, since I know the Des Moines Register just had an article today about Tyler Olson and Jack Hatch, who are also running for governor and who are my rivals for that position. And of course, I called the Des Moines Register because it did not include me. And I know I announced that I was running back October 5th and 6th, so I was there's another gentleman, Bob Kraus from Des Moines, that I don't think he's announced, but he's been exploring for a while. So I was really kind of the fourth one to enter the race in October. And of course, now I'm in the process. My goal is, I'm out campaigning, but I also know to get on the ballot, I have to get over 4,000 signatures from at least 10 counties here in Iowa. So that will be my goal, and you have until March to do that, but I'd like to get that done, you know, the earlier the better on that, so you don't have to worry about it. So you're not, you know, going up against the March deadline for it. I know both Jack and Tyler are gonna outspend me significantly, but I'm in this race, you know, through the June primary, and I don't think politics should always be all about money. And I think one of the advantages I have, since I've lived in all 4 congressional districts here in Iowa, I think I understand what the issues are. And since I'm in the middle class as well, I think having that perspective is going to be healthy, because I would say both Tyler and Jack, you know, are probably upper income for both of them. And I think if you have somebody in the middle class who understands the struggles that people go through, I think that's going to be a benefit as a governor. And I think the depth and breadth of my experience too will be helpful, since I was a middle manager up in state government up in Minnesota before I was laid off due to state budget cuts. So of course when Governor Pawlenty was running for president here in Iowa, I made sure a point to talk to him before he spoke in Webster City, because he had every state agency cut their budget 10% 2 years in a row. And I was part of the 10% the second year he did that. So I was laid off from state government in October of 2010. And of course, I was also divorced the same month. And of course, I knew both things were happening, so it wasn't a big surprise. But I think my experience with state government will be useful as a middle manager, because I think the governor's job is to make sure state government is doing its job in terms of the state agencies. And I think this year we've seen some of our state agencies have not been doing their job for a number of years here in Iowa. You know, I'll give the example, just a specific example of the juvenile home in Toledo. I think some of the practices and some of the things they've been doing there have been going on for a while. So I see my job as governor to make sure state agencies have the resources they need, and then also to challenge them to do better. And I will make sure for every state agency you have a dashboard, an information dashboard on their homepage that will show the measures by which we're evaluating that state agency. And of course, if I was elected governor the first year, we're going to figure out what those measures are and then establish the baseline measure. And then subsequent years, you're going to be able to, you know, evaluate what their performance is on those measures.
Thank you very much.
So thank you very much.
There being no more comment or objections on the proposal submittal of a community development block grant, also known as CDBG application, I will close the public hearing at 6:33. On the resolutions, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-115. The resolution will provide funds for housing project administration in the amount of $15,000 should the city of Humboldt be the recipient of the Iowa Housing Fund Grant from the Iowa Department of Economic Development.
This will authorize the submittal of the grant application as was discussed in the previous hearing.
Move we approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Goodell.
Aye.
Slater.
Aye.
Scholl.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Hader.
Here.
Aye. Lost my focus for a second.
Is this, do we have a good shot at this, Shirley? Is this not a guaranteed, Shirley?
Pardon me?
Is this kind of a guaranteed deal we're gonna get this money, or this is just an application we may
This
not
is
get
just
the
an
money?
application, you may not, that's why it says on the resolution, if you,
Would they, is this an all or nothing deal? Okay, so they don't cut them all and say, okay, so we either get 350 or we get nothing, okay.
What's your batting average on this?
depends on what year it is. But there is, this last year, what'd they say, they had 57 applications for housing. And they funded, you know, not quite, 45%, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So, it all depends, again, how much money they get from the federal government, which could all change, you know, it all, because they'll find out next year, so. And they've been cutting CDBG for water, sewer, and housing every year they've had it, so.
Okay. Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-116, a resolution approving pay estimate number 2 from Stony Creek Landscapes of Webster City, Iowa, in the amount of $25,840 for the 2013 6/11/13/15 Sumner Avenue landscaping project.
This pay estimate will release the funds to the landscape contractor as discussed in the previous meeting. The city will still hold the retainage until the punch list for the project is completed. But again, this is the concrete discussion that occurred at the last meeting, so.
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call vote.
Slater?
Aye.
Scholl?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Hader?
Aye.
Goodell?
Aye.
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-117. A resolution accepting the 2013 downtown demolition project as complete and authorizing the payment of pay estimate number 4 final from Sand Construction and Supply Inc., Humboldt, Iowa, in the amount of $11,193.25, 30 days from the date of this acceptance.
This pay estimate will close out the downtown demolition portion of the plaza project with sand. The punch list is complete and retainage is okay to be released. Sand did a very nice job, and comparing side by side, the walls just look fantastic, so.
Move to
Yeah, good job.
approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Scholl?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Hader?
Aye.
Goodell?
Aye.
Slater?
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-118. A resolution approving pay estimate number 2 from Wunsch Construction Incorporated of Green, Iowa, in the amount of $950 for the sanitary sewer extension, 7th Avenue South Addition project.
This project is complete and ready to be closed out. The water and street portions should come before the council soon. We're just waiting on Kurt. The homes in the addition are under construction and the site is clear of any obstructions. I believe basements are going in. Humboldt County Housing Development Corporation has coordinated the installation of the needed utilities, and the homes should be ready for occupancy hopefully around April. The retainage is included in the subsequent pay estimate.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Rusher?
Aye.
Hader?
Aye.
Goodell?
Aye.
Slater?
Aye.
Scholl?
Aye.
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-119. A resolution approving contract change order number 1 from Wunsch Construction Incorporated, Green, Iowa, for the sanitary sewer extension, 7th Avenue South Addition project for a net decrease of $2,070.
It's one of those rare contract change orders you actually like to approve. The decrease is due to the removal of seeding and fertilizing on a portion of the project. It was removed due to the homes being constructed immediately following the completion of the infrastructure work. There was a slight increase in the project due to higher rock quantities than previously estimated, but the net decrease was a little over 2,000.
I move we approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Goodell?
Aye.
Slater?
Aye.
Slater? Scholl?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Hader?
Aye.
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-120. A resolution accepting the sanitary sewer extension, 7th Avenue South Addition project is complete and authorizing the payment of pay estimate number 3 final from Wunsch Construction Incorporated, Green, Iowa, in the amount of $3,520.40, 30 days from the date of this acceptance.
This pay estimate releases the retainage for the same project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Hader?
Aye.
Goodell?
Aye.
Slater?
Aye.
Scholl?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
And last, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-121. A resolution approving Midas requisition number 26 for technical services and authorizing payment in the amount of $2,086 for the CDBG Housing Rehabilitation Program.
These funds come out of the LMI fund and are for the implementation of the final homes on the previous grant cycle for Community Development Block Grant Housing Rehabilitation Grant.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Slater?
Aye.
Scholl?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Hader?
Aye.
Goodell?
Aye.
That's the last of our scheduled items. Aaron?
I've got probably just two things here. Gloria and I have worked on the Standard & Poor's rating for the city. We had the review over the last, month and a half or so. And And fortunately, some good news to come out of that. The triple B plus rating held, but the negative outlook was switched to a positive outlook. So we, as our bond folks said, I said, you know, this is progress in the right direction. Hopefully we can get the ratings upgrade on the next one. So get us back to where we were at and in a solid position. So some good news there. Just to announce again, the street position is still open. We have a large amount of applications that came in, so Leroy and I will start pouring over those. I think there's quite a few that were pretty good, so I think we'll have a good candidate that comes out of that. I guess on top of that, I'm just, an FYI, I know I don't talk about it much, but municipal infractions, there are a lot of letters in municipal infractions that are being pursued. I know it seems like whack-a-mole sometimes, you know, we send out a bunch and, you know, more pop up in other areas, but it does help. The problems do get resolved even if it takes 60 days sometimes. Perfect example is we had a hot tub that was sitting in a front yard for 60 days. Eventually had to engage our city attorney to rectify the issue, but it was solved and the neighbor was very happy even after a very long period of trying to get that hot tub out of there. It was broken and ugly, but continue to work on those. The one other thing I would say is there are several things that will need work sessions coming up. I'd say we probably have work sessions, at least 2 more work sessions to consider other issues that need to be addressed before we finish the proposed budget for the council to consider and review. So with that, I'm going to continue with 4:30 unless the council wants it at a different time, but it seemed to work this time.
Okay.
No, it works.
Okay. That's all I got.
What we got?
Nope.
Darrell?
No.
Joe?
No, not this week.
Joel? Don?
No, I don't.
No, I don't have anything.
Just want to welcome Dan to the council. This is his first meeting, so it's gonna take a long grasp like it does for everything and stuff. I do want to welcome you to
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
So.
you.
One thing I've got to say is over the weekend, it was a leaf burning weekend. Unfortunately, it rained. I did have some calls from people that weren't happy about that. You know, and I told them flat out, it's the best we're gonna get. We live with what we get. You know, we can't control Mother Nature. You know, and that's unfortunately what it is. So I wish I could do more, but I know some people, especially older people, don't have the resources, you know, to get leaves picked up sometimes. So, you know, it's tough, but we try and make it fair for everybody. I know the bag issue came up with why do we have to have special bags to put leaves in. You know, I guess one of the things is cost. You know, if we sent the people around to pick up everybody's leaves, we'd be back to a problem of no money, which is what we're fighting now for maintenance crews and stuff. So unfortunately, it's the bags, you know, and, you know, just being in Des Moines over the weekend and stuff, it's Des Moines, that's the same thing that you buy the